So we went ahead and had to hook up the electricity. Tom ran a line out here to the greenhouse until I can get some more solar, and I'm waiting on something to be delivered that'll help. But as of for now, with all this heat and such, we just could not keep this greenhouse cool enough. And I had to flip the solar off by 4 o'clock because the trees were blocking the solar panels. And I didn't have enough batteries or stuff to run the solar. The tomato plants, unfortunately, were cooking, and it was just too much. So what we're doing is our family has the same greenhouse, and they were having the same problems trying to keep it cool. It got up to 114 right in here, and that's just too hot. I ended up having to pull out my Brussels sprouts because they were just cooking. And you can see it's really hard on the plants because it starts to cook everything. I wanted to go, we have a 60% luminous shade cloth, and I wanted to go darker, but my husband didn't think that would be a good idea. I still think we should have got a heavy duty illuminate shade cloth, about 70%, because look over here, it's so much brighter. And then right here, with just that extra black shade cloth that we rolled out over the top, is making a huge difference. So, you know, if it's too hot in here, the plants won't grow, they won't germinate, and if they do have any blooms, the blooms will just die. However, the peppers are thriving and the mushrooms are thriving. But the mushrooms, from what I've done some research, that is a sign of good soil. So that's a good thing. Let me set this up. Got roly-polies in here. Actually, I know they're a pest, but they actually take heavy metals out of the soil, so they're actually not a bad thing to have hanging around. Just trying to keep everything in here alive because of the heat. But I'm going to have to get some more solar panels, and if I go with some more solar panels, I'm going to get the 445 to 450 watt panels, and then several batteries and some kind of of course I'll have to change the Y branches and all that stuff, but I'm gonna make sure my plants are okay, give them a little water. Anyway, they got additional shade cloth for their greenhouse, and it's made a huge difference. Just having that little strip right there for here in Oklahoma has made a huge difference. I know I don't want to spend the money, but I think for Oklahoma in the summertime, definitely need a little bit more shade cloth. There was just some other things that they figured with the design of this greenhouse, and they tweaked the problem by putting a fan on there where their fans weren't pulling the air through the greenhouse and drying out their plants. They did put the fan where it's blowing in a different direction, and then it's pulling up through the tubes, and I think that would work really well. They said it made a huge difference, and so we are actually going to do that. My husband's going to build something. Right now he's working on a project for me, and as soon as he gets that done, he's going to build something to kind of channel the geothermal air where it kind of goes out that way, because if we have it like it is now, the geothermal air just gets sucked out the back of the greenhouse, and then it's not benefiting in any way. So if we use that to blow the air through the tubes and come out throughout the greenhouse without getting sucked out, we think that'll work out a whole lot better. Anyway, we have a lot of learning to do. This is our first season for this greenhouse, and we have so many things wrong, but on the other side, we have a lot of things that are working out. Things are really thriving in here. However, I did make a mistake and plant these tomato plants way too close, and I knew that. I just got overzealous and went nuts. Tried to stuff as many in here as I could, which, you know, I know better, but I have no idea what I was thinking. I just wanted my tomatoes. But anyway, the ones that have not made it, we pulled them out. Now, I can put one more down here on the end, but I'm not gonna. If something happens to all these, then I'm definitely not going to plant tomato plants that close when I replace them. Just not gonna do it. Boy, everything is staying so dry in here. It's just been so hot. And I'm waiting for my wood chips to decompose. That would really help if I had the wood chips to kind of lock the moisture in the soil. But doing the wood at the bottom has made a difference too. And right here in the back of the greenhouse, the shade. Now there's one of those peppers that are ready. I'm not real sure how I'm gonna get to it. I never dreamed they would take off like this. It's like a jungle, so I'm not real sure how to safely get that. This is my short girl ladder because Tom's not out here. I'm gonna see if I can get in here. I had to put these bamboo stakes up because they were spilling over, and look, they're still doing it, so I'm not able to contain them. I'm gonna leave them alone because that's kind of what the tomatoes did, and they thrive, but it is getting a little too hot in here, and so I was worried about the light being an issue, but still, everything back here is doing pretty well, being in this much shade. So that's how I figure we really could use a little bit more percentage of shade cloth. I think we should have went with the 70%, to be honest with you, because we just are so hot here. Let's see if I can get through here and get that. This is really hard, and I can see spider webs. That's not good. You know, spiders out in the garden, I understand, as long as they don't get the butterflies, but I really don't want them in the greenhouse, because I think that's what's been getting my ladybugs. Because I'm not seeing any ladybugs. I've added ladybugs and added them, and I'm just going to wait till the winter. There's plenty of nectar flowers in here for them, but they just aren't thriving. But that is my greenhouse update. We had to put it on the grid until I can tweak the solar issues. I just wish it wasn't so expensive. As according to the calculations, I would need, I think, 14 320 watt panels, and then the battery banks would be pretty high as well. And that's just to run the fan and or the louver, and then the squirrel cage for the geothermal. And that's all that I need, you know, and the thermostat, which that doesn't run much electricity. So it it's going to be a little bit, but I definitely want to take this back off grid, and until this extreme heat goes away, then I'm going to have to use the electricity for a while, and I really didn't want to do that. But I never could get anybody to help me with the solar, and I made a huge mistake by buying a solar kit off of an affiliate link, because nobody would help me with it, and even the company didn't help me. So I was like, what the heck? They should have sold me a lot more stuff, and they said that according to their calculations I would have enough, but no. Oh no. And we definitely need the solar in a different spot because that big old oak tree out there just shades it. And that's not good, but it's comfortable in here right now. It's not even hot at all. Having the geothermal on overnight and then opening the door and flipping the louver on during the day to pull the heat out is working pretty good. We still have a few more things we got to do. So as soon as my husband gets done with what he's building me, we'll do a premiere on that. It's really neat. He's so sweet. But anyway, it'll be much needed, and I guess I will let y'all go because I need to kind of water a little bit, and I have a lot to do. I've got peaches to put up. I've got plums to put up. Oh, what was that? Sometimes we have these loud booms out here and the ground shakes. I have no idea what that is. They say it could be earthquakes, but a lot of us don't really know what it is. It's pretty loud. Anyway, I have a lot to do, so I better get busy. We will talk to you guys later. Wendy at Hardneck Farms.